Roads? It's the Ernest Hancock Show. Where we're going, there aren't any roads.
You don't know how lucky you are, boy. Back in the U.S., back in the U.S., back in the USSR.
Yeah, that brings up something. Yeah, what's happening today? Russia Today. Russia Today starts Adam Kokesh's show, Adam versus the Man. Now, Adam versus the Man is going to be interesting. You know, this is a historical mile marker. You know, you have the Russian government going to have a libertarian talking about unrestricted freedom on their network paid for by not U.S. taxpayers. That's the only way it was going to happen anyway. So he starts tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that would be Pacific 3 hours, 4 o'clock. So on the West Coast, 4 o'clock, and it's broadcast, of course, live on the internet and archived and all that kind of stuff. But it's also RT, they call it, Russia Today. They changed it, it's RT, you know, we even hide that Russia thing, I guess. So RT is going to be broadcasting, they already have in like Washington, D.C., New York, Chicago, L.A., you know, that kind of thing. So they already have cable boxes with the capacity for 20 million people to watch this. How many need to watch it to have an impact? I don't know. I know the right dozen that make a big difference. So he's going to be calling them out tonight. So we'll get it archived. We'll make sure that's up for you guys to see it on Freedom's Phoenix the next day. Just something so we make sure this is out there. Or you might be able to tune in live. That'd be fun. Russia Today. And check your listings to see where it's at on your dial. Now, I talked to him, and he said, yeah, he's calling them out, man. You know, he's going head up against Jon Stewart, The Daily Show. Now, I like Jon Stewart. He does a good job. You know, I enjoy it. But, you know, when Obama got in and the healthcare thing, I mean, he really showed he sold out. And I just kind of, come on, man. But he's hammering him on the war, so at least he's doing that. So I'm looking at the list of people he's going to be calling out. I don't want to spoil it, but, man, he's going to be by name. I'll tell you one of them. Jon Stewart's brother is one of the Wall Street guys. So he wants to make sure he points that out. We'll see how that goes over. The other thing is that he's really making it clear that he understands why he's there in Russia. The Russian government allowed it. Russia Today has him on because he's a Iraq veteran Marine. That's against the war and empire. He was a Republican congressional candidate endorsed by Ron Paul. You think any of this stuff is lost on them? And he has the capacity to share the message. Now, of course, the message is, that's one thing we talked about when this first came up months ago, and we're talking about it. I'm like, you know, I can understand why they don't want you sitting up there paying for your mic and you're slamming the Russian government, but they can't. I mean, you need to have editorial control so that you can say whatever you want about government in general. Absolutely. That's where it's going. Cool. Very cool. So you guys tune in to that. Now, what's our coverage going to be of things like what's happening in the Middle East and Egypt? It's all part of the same empire we rule you thing. In Egypt, they're being affected by the people. And the Twitter and Facebook, just representative of social networking that doesn't have to have that. I mean, it's an aid, it's a tool, it helps. But there's freaking iPod iPhone apps that's coming out, and BlackBerries that allows, heck, BlackBerry has their own social thing. They're not going to be able to stop it. And what did Google do? Google's like, hey, man, you can just call up this number, voice text it in, and it prints it in text and sends it out, to, you know, done. Problem solved. Now what? You can turn off the internet all you want. We can tweet by doing voice recognition on your phone. I mean, shut down all the phones. Oh, you shut down all the... I mean, you know, where does it stop? And the big phrase now is the government that shuts down your internet, you know, doesn't deserve to be your government. Because that's one of the first things that you can tell when you got this closed down totalitarian regime. They stop communications. Now, Naomi Wolf, she was, you know, big on this too. When she had her, what was it, 10 steps to fascism, or 9 steps, I think it was 10 steps to a closed society. And that's where she started. All of a sudden, she's getting a libertarian streak because she could see what was happening. How that came about is she had an older friend that was Jewish and was in the concentration camps, had a tattoo and everything. And she goes, yep, Nazis did this. Pass another, yep, Nazis did that. Yep, and they did that. Yeah, and they did this. This is the effect. This is why. And she goes, you need to read, you need to study your history. What's going on? So Naomi did. And then she wrote her book. And they have a video. It was something America. I can't remember. But the point is that she's to the left. Now, here's a feminist, progressive mind that has her own audience. And all of a sudden, the left's starting to see this. And the difference between Obama and Bush was what? What I want to make sure we got in this segment was my housing update and the real estate classes and so on. And then, of course, they go through things like, ethics, yay. And which is interesting. They go, well, we update on ethics. There's an update on ethics. Well, they changed or something. And I won't get into details of that. But the guy that does the presentation, it's a class, and he gets certified by, and he makes money on giving these classes. So what he does is he wants people to repeat. Every couple, you got your own crowd. You make it fun. You kind of, we don't get all anal about stuff, like somebody comes in 5 minutes late, they don't shoot them, or you're not allowed, or something like that. I mean, usually the first 10 minutes is just yakking anyway. So they're, pretty loose with it, and they give you the information they're required to. You do your time. They get you your certificate. You turn it into the board. You're done. Okay, done. Cool. To keep people coming back, you don't want to get it too heavy, and you want to get some new information. Everybody participates and all that kind of stuff. But I'm sitting in the back, because I'm updating stuff on my droid, and I'm getting, and they're pretty cool about that. He can tell that I was looking at my droid every now and then or something. I have my, earpiece in, and I could, listen, watch, and kind of manage stuff that I got to do. But, they're pretty cool about it. And then I'm paying attention. So what happens is I could see where this was going. The whole concept of here is his own little industry to make sure that people come back. But who are the people that come back? After the fall of the housing market, and when you had thousands and thousands more agents than you do now, at the peak when everybody was a real estate agent, what they did is all of a sudden these guys drop off. They're not making money. I'm not going to go spend money on this and take out a week of my time or a few days to go and continue to get a license, something that nobody's selling anyway. So all you have left in these classes are the tried and trues, the brokers, the agents that have been there for 10, 50, all the young people in their 20s and everything kind of dropped off. I mean, you got a few out of 30, 40 people in the class, but you spend a few days and you get to hear their stories. So I would ask a lot of questions. Normally I'm the yakety guy. And I'm like, no. I want to hear, I just ask question, about, something, anybody this, or talk to people. They make some comments and I go get some more information from them and so on. And, of course, they see my, bumper stickers, so that, kind of, they ask me some questions. But the main thing is these mature industry people, they know, oh, this is the worst it's ever been, and it's not going to get better for a decade. They're talking at least 3 to 5 years to see it even stop going down. Now, during this process, you'll have someone representing Old Republic Title Company or this title company and this mortgage guy and this person that does whatever. They'll go in and they'll sponsor a lunch and they, give you your food or a break or something and pass out stuff, for 5 minutes to give their spiel, and then they go. They go to all these, schools, these continuing education things. All right, be expected. That always happens. But what happened the mid last week? Obama administration comes out. We created all these jobs. Yes, we're at the bottom. It's all sunny days from here on out. Well, of course, these people, they'll come in. They make their living on volume and people actually, doing stuff, transacting real estate. So they say, you see, now's the time. Call your list, get your people out there and we'll help you. And, it's time to make money now. Here we go. Housing back up. They walk out of the room. And everybody is like looking at it going, right. They know. How is it that they know? Of the people there, including the instructors and other people and so on, they were pretty open about it. I have 3 houses. At the meeting, I bought, and all this stuff. I'm charging rent. This, I can't get as much as the mortgage. I'm not going to be able to sell it and everything. What am I doing? I'm not making the payments. I'm in foreclosure. I've been holding it out for 2 years. I see where this is going. Whatever are we going to do? I've retired. I took all my retirement money. I've liquidated every asset that I have and everything. I'm at the end. That was a common one, too. They've been dragging this out, man. And I'm telling you, we have not hit the bottom yet. We are another 15, 20. The common thing, 10, 20%, they were saying they know the housing is going to keep going down. It can't not. Shadow inventory, foreclosures that aren't put on the market yet, banks holding back on all it. I mean, there's a floodgate coming. When's it going to happen? Will it be before 2012? After? Will it be timed just for the Republicans or the Democrats? What? I don't know. We'll talk about it in the next hour, but we are far from over. Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.